So I'm here at Network talking with Peter Bolo, who's the President and Chief Executive of American Eagle Airlines. Okay, Peter, tell us a little bit about American Eagle for the people who maybe aren't so familiar with carrying.
Well, we're a large regional airline. We have approximately 250 regional aircraft in service, and we serve 162 destinations throughout the Caribbean, mainland US, Canada, and Mexico.
Now, what's the plan this year for Eagle, Peter? This is one of the toughest years in this we've seen in this generation. What is the plan?
Well, the plan is to fly safely and reliably and to make a contribution to the AA network. Our capacity will be down a bit from last year, but we'll be experimenting likely with some new destinations as well.
What is the capacity reduction that you're planning this year, Peter?
It's in the 6 to 8% range.
Okay. And let's talk a little bit about the future. Growth. When is that going to happen? When is that going to start again, or is that just too far out to look at the moment?
I think that will depend on what's the underlying dynamics in the economy, what happens to demand over these next few months, and ultimately what role American wants us to play in their network.
Well, it's a big role, we know that. Clearly at the moment there's a lot of pressure on airlines on costs. We're here at an airline meeting. How are airports responding to the crisis, as it were, as far as you're concerned as an airline? I mean, are they doing enough to help you, whether it's financially or in other ways?
Well, we have wonderful relationships with the airports we serve, and I think many of them are doing just the right thing, reducing costs, trying to not simply ratchet up costs as their traffic declines. Some could do more, some are doing a terrific job.
It is clearly hard in this environment because airports have inherently relatively little flexibility, don't they, in the way that they're financed and the way that they operate?
Well, I think they have more flexibility than they think they have in many cases. As my co-presenter today indicated, there are capital reserves in place at many airports that can be used to offset volume reductions to keep the cost per boarded customer at a reasonable level.
Now, that co-presenter was Bob Montgomery of Southwest, who will be interviewing shortly, so look out for that one as well. I'm going to ask Peter one more question about American Eagle in terms of its future and strategy. There was the plan to sell off the carrier, to hive off the airline last year. Just tell us where we're at that. I take it I understand it's put off for the moment.
Yes, I think the market conditions between the time we announced the divestiture plan in late '07, and as we all know, 2008 proved to be quite a tumultuous year, so we decided to put the divestiture effort on hold, concentrate on operating the safest, best airline we can for the get through this current period, and then we'll reassess the situation later on.
Yeah. Let's talk about fleet just a little bit. What's the future for the 50-seat regional jet in your network? Because, I mean, this is a high-cost aircraft in the current environment, is it not? I mean, or not?
Well, I think when fuel prices were extraordinarily high, as they were through a good part of '08, certainly the 50-seater was a less attractive airplane than in prior years. Now, with fuel prices down quite low again, it makes very good sense in a lot of markets, especially in a relatively soft demand environment where you're not filling all the seats on a 70-seat plane anyways. So 50-seater, I think, will be a mainstay of our fleet for some time and makes very good economic sense in lots of markets.
What is the the plan going forward for the fleet? I mean, do you see a place for more the larger regional jets? I know you're restricted by scope clauses, the pilot scope clauses to some extent, but I mean, what's the sort of future thinking?
Well, I think American's network has a demand for broad regional support with a range of aircraft. I think 50-seaters, I've said, will play a role for some time to come. I think there's an increasing demand for 70-seat jets and large turboprops, which are very attractive in a large number of markets that we operate. So I think you'll see us concentrating in the future on those fleets, provided American has the capacity to use that resource.
Do you see a future for, say, for the Embraer 195 or the Bombardier C series in your fleet?
I think it's too early to speculate on that right now.
Too early. And what about larger, faster turboprops? I mean, I know that the turboprop manufacturers are thinking about this as well. Do you think there's a future there?
Yes, we are one of the largest large turboprop operators in the world. We operate 39 looking at a few more of those units perhaps, and ultimately a replenishment of that fleet.
It's clearly stressful times, Peter. We've got a lot of work to do in the next year or two, and then perhaps we'll be having a slightly different discussion. But thank you very much for coming with us and speaking with us at Network. We've really appreciated it, and very good luck.
Thank you, Mark. My
Cheers,
pleasure.
Peter. Thank you.